But yeah, so I picked Veil for most of my matches or Awoken at this tournament. That's where I felt strongest. Um, and then, yeah, I picked it here, and then we played Molten for second. That was his pick. And I don't remember what third would have been. We'll have to see if it shows here. And so, oh, also, knowing this, how these groups needed to go, they are not regular group play. It was not round robin. So at this tournament, I didn't actually get to play Venger. It's GSL groups, which GSL groups are better for stream schedule, but they are not better for playing, I think. Like, you want to be able to play everybody. I think it's pretty. I've never liked the concept of I can beat one guy, and then I would have to in group play, and then potentially have to face him again, even though I've already beaten him and not have played the third player. And that's a potential scenario that happens in GSL group play sometimes. So it's treated like a little four-man double elimination bracket where you lose, you drop down, you win, you go up. The first person to win twice, so two in a row, will then advance to the next day as the group winner. But then everybody else is playing double elim. So that's how this group stage works, and that's why I didn't have to end up playing Venger because I played two matches and I ended up winning them.
First thing in the morning, let's fight, and of course it's going to be Rapha on the LG spawn as expected a little bit, but it's going to be him getting on that rock launch. Not a big contention from DaHanG, but DaHanG's coming right up that jump pad.
As you can see, I ate my Wheaties this morning, and my rockets were they were on point. At this tournament, I felt like my aim was really coming to fruition. I was playing very, very well, mechanics-wise, thinking-wise, um, and I think by the finals day, the playoff day, I finally started to get used to the machines and the movement, and that's when my aim like really shined. Especially you could see in the claws matchup, which we'll go over another day. But I think what really helped for this tournament in particular, I ended up not really needing it for DreamHack Winter, but for this one, I think I did, was that this was only duel, and that most tournaments from the previous year were split, like duel and sacrifice. But this tournament, I could strictly focus on duel. I could only practice duel. I could just study for it. I didn't have to worry about uh, burning out from playing too much 2 versus 2 and duel at the same time. So I really felt that this was my tournament to win. Like, I was super prepared for this one, and something that you'll see over the course of matches that I review for this is my rocket play really came into factor, like holding good position and using rockets. As you can see here in this fight, as we'll replay it. Let me start it here and rewind. If it'll sometimes like twitches a little. So the start that I got here, yes, full screen. Give me a second. As you can see, I have LG, and there's time off of it, so they didn't start on me right away. I spawned next to LG, and what I decided to do at the start is, instead of going for Mega right away, is to go for LG and Rockets, and to take that other armor. That's a typical start based off of where the other guy will spawn at Heavy. He likely won't go to Rockets because he's afraid to be fought there with LG. So I know I can get the weapon advantage off the start. So I get that. I hear the drop down, so I just automatically know that he's going to try to go up, since he knows, because he also has the information. Since he hears me here now, he knows I'm likely not, I haven't gotten the Mega, so he's going to try to go up. So I immediately try to deny that and just punish him for it. And consequently, it knocks him into the jump head, which helps me even further because I'm going at the speed of light through the teleporter, and just leads up to easy shots, and it's just a super easy first frag. So in this matchup, I banned Death Knight, I think, and then Tim banned Visor. He didn't want me to play Visor. And Tim didn't really feel comfortable with Clutch at this tournament. He felt like the shield downtime and the way that he was playing Clutch just wasn't good for him. So I wasn't really worried about him playing Clutch for the most part, like going into this series, and that's why I didn't ban it. I just banned Death Knight because against Tim, I know Tim is pretty good with holding angles a lot, and like I felt like he would play very well with Death Knight, and I didn't want to worry about it then. So in this lineup, you typically want to start with Galena in this patch because totems still do a lot of damage. You can control the high ground very well, and you can therefore like keep getting the stack and denying weapons, holding position. And you just want to keep steamrolling that on this, especially if you get a clean frag. This map is so small that that you can easily get spawn frags sometimes. This is one of the maps where you can do that.
Hangs coming back in with the kills, a good way
And
to
that's why
start
you
off
kind of
here.
want to start with Galena
And
because
LG's
this
gonna
is the
see
one map where she can kind of
a bit of
snowball.
an empty
Where
force
others,
here.
you have to play her more defensively. This one,
Can't really say
you
anything
could
about
be a
it.
bit more
He's got
aggressive.
kills stacked up, but he's right back up to the top of the map.
More importantly, DaHanG got a rocket out of that, and that made him actually fight back with those fantastic rockets being up in the air. We'll see if he does better the second time around here as Rapid Rail moves up and around that. Back to rockets, and here's another fight with the rocket.
So I just
Rolling
want to keep denying
the
him
damage so good from that
area.
rocket. Moving around
Oof.
fantastic, and now Rapha's cripple tries to get a rail of his own, but gets away.
But I know the armor's up and I got totems, so I just come up here.
That was definitely a
He
highlight of the
might
game
not
there.
expect me
But
to be as healthy as I am
Rapha
now,
getting that
so I
kill
know I
and
can take
getting
these.
better into that ultimate deployment.
Me seeing the totems are gone lets me know that he's up there. And I'm pretty stacked. I know the exact timing of Mega. Like, I'm looking to fight
Rapha's
here.
gonna fight his way back into Mega, but he's really just
But I
gonna
decide not to commit because he has grenades and he has rockets there. So I'm like, okay, just let me deal a bunch of damage and I'll make sure he has no armor and then I'll keep either I'll get the kill here.
control here. It's gonna be the Hank getting it, but
Ooh.
not getting it for free. Down to less than
So yeah,
50
that'll be a
health
free kill.
from the LG.
I would either get the kill there like that, just playing good distance and positioning and weapon selection, or I would end up catching him later at armor. So it was a fight that I didn't need to all in for. Just play bits at a time. Ooh, what a the Tripoli. What can I do? It didn't heal me. I did the right thing and just didn't get healed. Yeah, but I instantly deny the Mega entrance with LG, and I end up ending this round. He probably thought I would be going to get Mega, so I figured, okay, he'll probably go get the armor at rail. I made him weak. He needs health. So it was a good time for me to check and see if I could do that, and I did. I caught him out and managed to take the round. And that's something as well that I noticed this year, that with Quake Champions compared to Quake Live, it feels like the small, tiny windows of opportunity that you find for good plays, you have to take advantage of them, and you have to trust in fight percentages and in your own ability to win those fights. If they're good fights for you to take, you need to take them. Otherwise, the way that Quake Champions is built around capping the armor, it can make it very difficult to push people or they can be in unpredictable spots when they're out of control because they don't have to keep cycling the map. They don't have to worry about being choked out. So when you get these small advantages that you do get, and with how much damage weapons do in Quake Champions, you really need to punish. And that's something that this year I really tried to do more, is not play overly aggressive, but be confident. Be more confident in the plays that I believe can work out.
And of course, I mean, Dale has a way of just kind of pushing you right into the fight immediately, and that's exactly what we saw here. Nothing really ever slowed down. Losing a Galena as the first frag really doesn't really give you the option to set up for anything more clever, but it's going to be a fight on the rocket launcher once again. DaHanG is going to get it.
Damn. All right, so that's my fault. So let's go back. These are little micro decisions that can... Please, Twitch, for God's sake, go back. Thank you. Okay, so in this fight, this is a good fight for me, actually. Him going to rockets right now is a very bad play. He can, like, really lose full control off the bat. But I made the mistake of being a little too confident and not just doing the sure thing, using my totem. And guess what? I fucking die. I had a totem in my pocket. I should have used it. As soon as he gets close enough there, I should just drop it. Either one of two things. It's going to block him from picking up the weapon right away, and he's going to take damage, or it's going to help block damage. I can place it right in front of me and at least use it. So this is just my own boneheaded fault. Like, I have the perfect start. He's playing right into my hands, and I just don't play all my cards. I'm just being too greedy. And so that's what cost me the first frag here, and is going to get him mega health and like decent status on the map right away. Sometimes it's just the smallest little things in fights that will cost you, and the more that you play, the quicker you'll get at recognizing that you need to do those. Because yeah, right now, him using the totem was good for him. He gets the mega. He doesn't need a totem right now. So he used it when he should have used it. I should have, and it would have won me the fight and then controlled. So yeah. So I knew off the start, as Ranger, He was so weak, he's going to go for Mega. So I allowed that to get me rockets right out the bat. I don't have to worry about him denying them. I'm going to get rockets and then fall back for heavy, which he didn't take off the start. He went for rockets instead. So now I'm stacked. He's misplayed around that heavy armor, and now I can actually obtain position for this Mega Health. So this is a misplay by Tim, just in positioning in general. He should have been playing to deny Mega area and LG area, knowing that he's going to lose heavy no matter what. Tim's dead. He's got 0 beats per minute. What is this? Yep, so I'm looking for like a good entry rocket to justify taking my orb up for this mega fight, because I know he has a totem there. So here, we're taking a fight. I was so stacked that it didn't even matter. I knew that the damage that I did before, I should take the fight, because even if I don't win, I'm going to push him to a bad area, and I'm going to fall back on something good. I just slowly whittled him down enough. So the only thing, yeah, I had to be worried about is an orb. He's trying to use his orb to gain position. Like, he's like trying to catch me off guard there. Because like sometimes you can use sound trickily on this map with how many doors there are. But I just happened to be ready for it. I played knowing I was at the orb disadvantage. And so we start the fight with a good rocket, which means that I have more health. And then, oh, Tribolt. Can we get some blesses in the chat for Tribolt right there? Just win in the fight. Like, I would have stuck with LG the entire fight that we were there if I could have, but I was running out of ammo. And that's why it ended up turning to rockets and Tribolt to try to win it. Yeah, so he's super stacked. Oh, God. And there I make the mistake of, like, overjudging where he might go, and he just takes the easiest route and catches me off guard because I'm thinking he'll do something else, and he got a bunch of free splash, like, back to back to back, and he gets a free frag. So now he's Keel. He's turned this around. And the problem is I did nothing. He got a clean kill. So he's got a clean kill and good guns. So this is smart from him. He knows I'm likely going to go to rail. He has the stack advantage, so if it's LG versus LG, the only way that I'm winning is if I hit every grenade, and he's going to bank that I'm not going to hit every grenade. And here we go. And he wins. So him understanding and recognizing that right there was very, very good from DaHanG. And I made a good play going to rail. It's just, it's kind of hard. I'm put in a bad position where I have to make choice A or B, and I made the wrong choice. Like where he would come from. Okay, so I got another good spawn. I spawned LG side, so that's another good spawn for me. LG side is the best side to spawn on this map, hands down. You do need to learn how to play from heavy. Like, don't leave that as an excuse, like, I spawned heavy, I'm gonna die. And I hate when people are always like, oh, I got the bad spawns, blah, blah, blah. No, that's why you practice. You practice for like, okay, if I'm in this shitty situation, how do I want to play to get the advantage? Like, you already know you might have to play a bit slower, but you prepare for that. You don't greedily try to go for weapons when you shouldn't go for them just because you think you should have spawned on the other side. No, you play for what's dealt, and you go from there. You don't worry about like where you spawned and shit like that. Yeah, good job from him recognizing that I'd probably drop down and him backing out. The only problem is Quake is blocking the item timers. It's really hard to see. Okay, so this is smart from him. He knew I was weak enough that I'm probably going to have to get heavy. So he took the time to go up the pad when I should be getting it to clear the portal. So he's clearing the portal of the totem. He's trying to get good position to then stall me from getting Mega. It's kind of how the rotation has to go sometimes. But there, instead of using Nail Gun, which he has really good Nail Gun spam, I would have figured he would use Nail there rather than Rocket down the hallway, which could have slowed me down some more. He's trying to spam long-distance rockets perfectly, and I just sped past them into the room, and I just destroyed him. Once I got in, that fight was over. It's like, it went from him having good position to having bad position because... Oh, okay, thank God. Sometimes Twitch crashes, but it has not. It went from him having good position, but because he was taking risky rocket shots to keep me out, instead of spamming with Nail Gun and keeping me at bay, and then delaying me, it turned into bad position because then there was too much time for Mega to come up. I didn't take enough damage, so then I was super stacked, head guns, and then that fight's over. And then I caught him with a fresh spawn, got another free kill, and I'm looking pretty good here. 2-champ lead. And so yeah, I just want to play the distance game against Keel here. Keep controlling position. About to have the overstack unless he takes that out, which he did. Yeah, he can't chase because he knows he would have gotten piped there with totem. And there I used the totem to block damage. There I knew I had him. He had to go for health and stuff. And I actually used the totem to block damage there instead of being greedy. It's like it's potentially the last frag of the round, so I should use it in that fight to guarantee it. So now as the 4th round has started, I have spawned on heavy side. So you know what most people do right here? This would have been the start where I spawned LG, we fought at Rockets, and he won because I didn't place the totem. Guess what I do? Place the totem and start backing off. I know that I shouldn't keep going there, so I back off. I know that he hasn't picked up Mega, so I rush past, and we've just flipped items. And I'm just playing what I need to do. I'm like, okay, I need to keep dodging him. Like, he's making good choices. He has the LG advantage. I have to just play around it. And I do so perfectly, and I gain position to get guns. So I'm placing that there because I know he's going to have 2 ways that he's likely going to enter this fight. He's going to enter it through the bottom floor and try to fight me from down there, and then take the telly here to get heavy. So that's where I'm blocking that off now. And so I'm going to block that off, but I'm going to look at this other area. So I'm going to be ready for if he comes through up top. He decided not to. He's going to play for Mega. Yep. But he didn't expect me to make an aggressive move like that. He probably thought I was going to come through lower and just peek. I knew the exact timing. I was like, no, I'm going to go for this. You're going to stand on this platform. I'm going to try to... Because he still had rockets out too, and he fired one, which leaves me the time that he's reloading for me to go. Like, I'm not worried about him instantly switching to LG and knocking me to the floor. Like, I know that I can get up there then and start fighting for the Mega. Yeah, he's still doing okay, but then he makes a very strange drop to LG there. So I get to back off onto this. I'm going to get position for heavy again. You see I leave that there, come up. Oof, nice. But I healed up and grabbed that. And so now I'm just rushing for Mega. And I have control again. The only thing I don't have is a rail, so I need to like avoid rail fights and make sure that anytime he wants to try to take rails, that I'm within tri-bolt range. Especially since tri-bolt was still pretty good in this patch. It's like pretty damn strong. So I caught him running through. He must have run out of rockets thinking that I'm somewhere else, that he could go through there. He didn't hear me, so I caught him for a lot of free damage. And he knows he can't go through the telly or he'd probably die, so that's why he went to LG. He just accepted his death and tried to do max damage. So now I know it's time to push. Yeah, it's time to push, man. Oof. Nice rocket from him to knock me back. So I'm like, okay, I probably should have got the kill there, but great things happened for him, so let me just back off. Let me restack. find another opportunity soon. So I see I get back to 100, 100. I'm denying the armor from him. He can't come through now, and I overstacked. Now again, it's time to go on the hunt. This is the one time where like you can give up position at Mega because you're like 350 health, and you know you've been taking the other light armors that he can't get, so he's gonna be at one or two places. Okay, I know he'll take the orb over here, but if he teleports, he's piped, so then I can drop. He has to go that way. There's just more pressure that I'm applying. Even if he take, this is where Galena is super dangerous, especially back then when her cooldown was lower than it is now, is because when you have the overstack, and I've gotten to the point where I have a pocket totem, he may think, oh, I killed a totem, everything's a-okay. No, it's not, because then immediately, as I find you in the fight, I can drop the totem and use the overstack in the fight. So even if he hits a direct rocket right away, I overstack back to 175 total health. This is like, Galena is such a big problem at this point. Oh, I just missed a little flick when I didn't need to. See here, overstack. I need to try to finish this fight, and I do. Then go to heavy, and I know his Keel, he's likely going to spawn LG now and be healthy. Okay, he took some damage, but see, I'm not like, even though he took some damage, I'm not trying to push in the area. I'm trying to play at a good, safe distance. Deal damage against his bigger hitbox, and then just keep backing off. And there we go. He misjudged what I would do. He thought I would go through Telly to finish. And I baited that out and got the frag. Like, it was going to be so hard for him to win that round with the overstack and everything that I had going for myself. How did I... Oh, good question. From... I'm Aidener. How did you know he's going to spawn there? So how spawns work in Quake Champions for duel? And they pretty much work this way for 2v2 as well. It's just harder to manipulate in 2v2. Is... How do I put this? Okay, so let's say I killed you, Aiden, and I'm alive. This all matters if I'm still alive. Okay, I killed you and I'm running around. Your spawn depends on where I, the killer, am standing on the map when you respawn. When you hit spacebar to respawn or you click on it, whatever, where I'm standing affects where you're going to be. You will spawn mid to far in certain zone quadrants of where spawns are from where I'm standing. And there are some maps where if you're standing beside certain walls count as like that zoning quadrant, and that's why some spawns seem like they're close, but the game says that you're like, it says that it seems like you're farther away because there's obstacles in the way, but really you're not. That's how spawns work. So that's how I knew as I killed him, and it's going to take 2 to 3 seconds for him to respawn. As I'm going for heavy, he's not going to spawn there. He's not going to spawn right there. He's going to spawn where I'm backing. So I'm backing off. He's going to spawn on that other half. Then I'm giving space for him to spawn. So for there, I'm not looking to force him to spawn somewhere so that I can try to kill him. I'm in no shape to try to fight as he's fresh with a big stack. I just want to recoup. So I had a position to force manipulate him to spawn away from the heavy so that I could get it and maintain control. That's how the spawn systems work. If you can do that, obviously not after every kill. Not every kill is clean. You're not going to be able to manipulate everything. Sometimes you're like scrambling for health and shit. But it can give you a kind of an idea when you are weak and you've gotten the kill, like, okay, he's likely going to spawn here or here. This is the dangerous fight for me that I have to survive in the next 20 to 30 seconds. I need to avoid or cut him off here or there to like get back into the game, that type of thing. You can also look at it that way too. But yeah, as you can see, this map isn't about railgun. DaHanG hit a lot of rails, but it's really hard to finish rail fights on this on Vale. So even though he did a lot of damage, the map is mostly about lightning gun and rockets. And look at the damage differential from my rockets and my LG to his. I had LG control over him most of the game, and I utilized it to great effect. As well as, let's look at the items here. So I also had control of the major items. I had almost double. I actually had more than double what he had. And I almost had the same amount of light armor. So really, overall, like I controlled him very, very well, and I was dealing a lot of damage with the guns that matter most on that map because it's a close to mid-range map. It's not based off of a lot of long-range fighting. Part of it is I did get good spawns, but I played it very well off of that. And but as you could see, even in that last round there, I didn't get the good spawn off the start. I just played the bad spawn to the best of my ability to turn things around. And not just going for like a 50-50 fight or a 40-60 fight off the bat just to try to get it control right away. I tried to play into what I could.
Mega's not up. Mega's not up. No big deal. So every time the hang was up there, he was like, cool, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for control. But it wasn't really getting him much. But as we could see, the hang getting some good rails to the shots he got off. Of course, Rapha on rail, keeping control, doesn't need to rely on the rail as much.
Yeah, the defensive rails were great, but I mean, you can't follow up with the damage in terms of
Squeeze Toy, that is a great question. Rafa, would you say controlling certain weapons on certain maps is almost as essential as controlling items? Is it worth it to give up items to deny weapons to your opponent? Yes. I think, especially if you have the lead. If you have the lead on Blood Covenant and you can keep denying Railgun from them, it's really hard for them to chase you down. If you play correctly, you can play the distance game and they can't. So what you're trying to do is one of two things. Either trying to completely eliminate the fact that they can get that weapon, or B, you're trying to play around your advantage of having it and them not for as long as you can, and when they finally do make good enough plays to go get it, that you punish them for it. It's that so that they don't get it for free. That's what you're trying to do. Even look at Corrupted Keep. You typically want to deny LG as best as you can, or so that when they go get it, it's not a good all-in fight for them. You can go kill them. That's what you're trying to do. So yes, it's a very good question, and yeah, it's really, really, really essential. I think and it's more important when you have the lead, because it's really hard off of the start to constantly deny weapons. Like eventually, if people play smart, they're gonna get all guns, and then you guys will have some fights, and somebody will end up dying. It's all about when you're in control with the lead, how do you deny what they can get off spawn?
finish off the kill. It doesn't really mean much, though.
It's kind of how Quake works, yeah.
You're welcome.
I think you have to kill the enemy to get the round, is what I was told. I'm getting that in my ear right
Pro
now.
tips here today.
Yeah,
You don't get those anywhere else.
sample pack, small
Shoot it
amount of.
before he dies.
Just open that. What does it say? Oh, get the kill in the round? Alright, sweet.
And that's winning.
Yeah, love it.
What we're going to be
I love
seeing
these two
here
casting
on
together.
the map up next is going to be Molten
It's
Pulse.
perfect.
Well, Pete, it's going to be a much larger map than Vale, obviously. So maybe a
The
little
yokes
less
that go back and forth.
but the rail accuracy is going to be important. But what we saw from DaHanG, when he had the rail in his hands, he was getting, like, not just the easy shots, but he was getting some really tight angles as well.
Another good question. Zugir. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name, but that's my best attempt. What are the best ways to use weapon combos and when to use them? Lightning to rail, rocket to rail. A lot of that comes, it's like fighting games. It's like playing footsies. You're trying to maximize the value from the distance that you're at from your opponent. Realizing that at your distance, if they're using a certain gun, you want to bait the range where it's successful so that they're using it just out of its effective range. So LG, for example, right? That'd be a good one. You want to constantly go in and out of LG range if you can so that, you're using a better weapon than them, you're dealing more damage, they can't deal damage. And then you switch to other guns to finish off fights, things like that. And otherwise, like doing LG to shotgun combos or LG to rail combos, those just come from experience and getting to play more and understanding those situations where they're good. Other times, like the easier one is rocket to rail. That's like pretty easy to see and to understand, like when you should be doing that. But yeah, so most of it is just playing around the ranges and stuff like that. So it's and it just comes with experience.
Well,
All right, so since my best champion on this map and probably overall Visor was banned, I really valued Galena on Molten Falls. I didn't used to play Ranger on this map, but I started to um, before this tournament because of how other players were playing him. I was like, actually, that can be very effective, and I think I can add a little more to that. And because I really like rocket jump boosting with him, it's a big map. You can cover a lot of ground for minimal cost with rocket jump boosting with Ranger, and how effective and dangerous Orb was at this time made him a big threat. And there's a play that you can make on this map where, like, if you're falling back from shotgun onto heavy, you could throw the orb towards a wall like above rocket launcher, so that as soon as you grab the heavy, you take the orb and you fall to rocket, so that you can fight for mega. So whereas certain times where other champions, like the delay between heavy and mega, you can't get there, Ranger could mitigate that, and then he could get position above mega and fight for it, where other champions couldn't. So that's where he also has a lot of value. Then BJ was really good on this map in particular because of double LG, double shotgun, fighting in certain fights. Like, just BJ's really good here, and you can get your dual wield back very quickly at this tournament.
Map 2, and again, another mirror. The Galena's locked in. Ranger even going to get initiated.
So we're gonna mirror it.
Ahead of heals, which makes sense.
Sometimes it feels like the mirror matches are a sign of respect. It's like, okay, we don't need to get too crazy and try to get inside each other's head. And sometimes it's a little bit of a front, like, okay, cool, I'll play you, tit for tat, no problem.
Yeah, maybe it's I'll see you, and I'll make you. I'll be better than that champion. We'll see though. I don't know. I still have my money on Rapha. We'll see if DaHanG can force a third map.
I would love to see that because of open wood, these two would be fantastic. Molten Falls, again, a much larger map, but hopefully much larger chances for them.
The infamous
Into it now, going live on map number 2.
fall off stream
Looks like Galena on Galena again.
is
Here we
approaching.
go. It's going to be Rapha getting his
It is
first
fast
Rapha
approaching.
not dropping down for the Mega immediately, putting a little bit of delay, a little bit of spin on that as Heavy's taken by the Hang. He's going to have priority on Railgun, but dropping down here at the jump pad.
Good. So I played that well for like the range, but so did he. He used the orb to kind of distract me, and I just like moved away so he couldn't use it for damage, and I just kept trying to deal some rocket damage. And so now I know, though, like, he is at the advantage. He's going to probably have rail and LG. He has the stack. So I just need to play areas where rockets are more effective for now until I can try to get back in control.
All the information he needs for the next fight.
Yeah, that was almost a panic gyro. Luckily, he got away with his life here. Showing that wasn't going to happen. And he said, no, all good.
So with Rapha back in position for the heavy armor, he knows that Mega's like just a second after the heavy, but it's going to be pretty much an even trade.
Yeah, so there I was making sure that he didn't just... So this is how this happens. So I figured, since he left, he's going to make the safe play and go to Mega. And I know that this armor is a little delayed because of that rocket fight by machine gun before. But what I want to do is, because how the overstacking works in this game is that heavy armor is worth 100 points. So right now I could get to 136 over 100, but you can potentially overstack by more. You could be 175. You can stack 70. They increase that between, I can't remember which patch, but to where you can overstack up to 75 more, not just 50. So what I was trying to do is get this armor so that I get to, like, what is it, 186, so it'll put me to 175 once I get the heavy. Because I was betting on the fact that he would play safe, just knowing his style, what he's going to do. And so I'm just waiting for the fucking item here, and I have this little habit sometimes of, like, pressing back, and then I just pressed back one too many times. So when it happened, I honestly I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. They probably watched it. I was like, that was pretty stupid. But I just laughed it off. I was like, you know what? It happened, whatever. What can I do right now? So I got this little smile. But then I get this spawn. And see, I knew based off where he was going in the middle there, I was like, okay, let me get rocket, orb up. Heavy is still up. So I knew heavy was still up. I can at least get it and stop the bleeding.
Are we live? Is that stream live? As he slowly
Uh-oh, what has happened?
club. Yeah, that didn't happen. That's fine. So Rapha's going to get in on that.
Twitch, please.
A little bit of LG actually make that
Okay.
The Hang pushes
It's lagging again. What the
No,
fuck?
but see, DaHang's gonna get
You
this.
missed
Okay, stop. Twitch, stop. Holy shit. I pressed fucking spacebar probably 5 times to try to get it to pause there, and it wouldn't pause. Please go back. Okay, so I heard where he was. I knew he wasn't going to be able to get to heavy fast enough, so I get rockets. I orb up.
Right? Are we live?
I go to heavy.
As he slowly walks out of the club.
So
Yeah, that just
I'm
happens.
okay right now.
Get in on that railgun. A little bit of LG.
He hit amazing LG here as I was trying to get away, and my turnaround rocket was terrible.
Actually make that allowed as DaHanG pushes in.
But I hit two good ones here. I'm trying to just keep playing angles like spam and fall away, spam and fall away. 'Cause I'm in bad shape here, and I don't have my orb back yet. But I hit a sick rail
You missed
and
that's fine.
pop,
Finish you off, but
get another one. So that's one of those fights where I shouldn't have won that shit, honestly.
Give you a frag and I'll still come.
I should have lost.
I cannot believe that happened.
Oh my god,
Get out of here.
yeah, DaHang's double rail
that gomble. Because if he didn't hit that, he shouldn't have even expected that anyway.
Rapha just going defensive with these nails, and you have to respect them, but DaHang
All right,
still
so that's my round. My round's over.
the round. So
But yeah, he rushed Mega even though he should have thought that I would have taken it. And it ends up working out for him. Because there, if he missed the rail, I had orb and rockets in close range, and that's all he had was dual wield rail. I would have killed him. And then there at the end, I was in a bad spot. He's going to push heavy anyway. So I was trying to use dual wield nail, like catching him in the door, but he did a good job of getting there first, using good LG, and closed out the round.
Rapha doesn't, you know,
So yeah, I lost. I lost a free champ because I fell off the damn map. But it is what it is.
He's like, 'cause I've been listening to Michael Jackson. Let me move.
Moving into the next round, I didn't even like think about it. I was just thinking about what I'm gonna do.
I like the grin at the end. He's like,
Oh man.
keep a straight face.
Ah,
Don't
jeez.
freak out. All right, so getting back into round two, hopefully a little bit cleaner here. Come on, guys.
So I spawn Mega Side again.
This up for us.
So I need to stay out of mid range and long range for now. I can't fight them. He has LG and rail. See, look at that. He barely took any health and armor damage, and he's already at the top of the map. Whereas most people don't want to invest 45 health or something like that, or 50 health to do that with other champions. You could do that for like 18 health with Ranger. So it's very valuable. The only thing is Ranger's his hitbox is pretty hittable. Like it's probably the most balanced hitbox in the game for like being a medium champ and things like that.
Away and they break out towards Mega or Heavy.
That was a very nice orb
And
to
you
get away.
on putting some heavy delay on the items or setting up these traps like we have right here. Rapha with some great LG from below.
Very nice from him.
Getting in that last little bit of shaft and taking the frag.
I should have either fully committed. I was like pensive there. I should have fully committed to the area and then used my totem at Mega to heal me during the fight, or I should have just not pushed into that range at all and just railed it or something. That was from being indecisive, and it allowed him to get like the better LGB, the better positioning, and the Mega, and it was good from him.
And it becomes a battle of attrition, and you know, fortunately, Rapha didn't quite go off kilter like he did against Cooler yesterday, but Hang still had those first hits. Rapha's not giving up this heavy armor. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was good from him. Baited out dual wield and got the Mega and got away. Like it's really huge.
Next time I won't fall off the edge here. But really good defensive rockets from DaHanG. And he's going to be popping back through LG, but we've actually got Rapha up here at the shotgun. DaHanG dropping down for armor. And we've got Rapha overlooking.
If he hit the rail there, I think he would have orbed up right away, and it would have been really smart from him.
Quite get the hit. This could mean a Mega going to Rapha, but DaHanG is here to throw down. And
Oh, I gotta. What am I doing? This is bad from me. It was very bad from me. Good job from him. Got caught with like indecisiveness about weapons twice there, and it cost me. I should have just backed off. Let him take Mega. Oh, Awoken would have been third. Okay. Rove. That's pretty funny.
Warded with that rail, getting DaHanG down very low, but as we know, there's 50 health at the railgun room. That rocket jump was interesting. Nice, well
good chase down from me using rocket jumps. I know Mega's up.
Oh, the spawn.
Oh my god.
Wow, what an orb to get the
Orb to
health
get the
out.
health.
Body protects the
I'm
heavy
getting out of here.
adds the heaviness.
And I'm going to get the health and rail.
Yeah, but
Very
So
dangerous.
there was just really quick reacting. I knew like fuck, I can't go for Mega. He's dual wielding machine gun. He got the exact spawn that he needed to ruin my day. So I just need to get the health and try to get out.
As he backs into a corner now, he's like, it's okay, it's okay. Wow. Oh, I thought he was going to get knocked. And pushes in. Rapha taking
Ooh,
Rapha
those
on the same
man,
team.
those rockets at the end. That's rough.
Now,
surprised that either of them walked away from that, but Rapha's gonna be able to take away the 225. Still 8 seconds before the Mega comes up, and he's ready for him at the top of the stairs. Didn't see him though, and this is why we leave X-Ray on, because that was a huge missed opportunity from Rapha. It's gonna be a missed as
Oof.
well as DaHanG takes the LT and takes the frag.
If I was able to take the orb there, I probably would have telefragged him. And I was 0.5 seconds off on Mega. But it was a good decision for him to try to use dual wield there, just
I mean, that first round was
from finding me.
tough to watch.
Like, it was just a good fight from him.
Tempted to walk
It was a good fight from both, just he came out on top.
need 100 million views on that.
We both had reasons to fight
leave it on
for that item.
every
Yeah.
TV in my house. Yeah.
Now I'm going to be paranoid. DaHanG's in the room. Okay, good. Just gets clear of the room.
So now I'm down. Even though I'm down 2 rounds, I still feel like Galena is a good pick for me to start. So I stick with it. I'm like, I just need to play it a bit better. I need to play around his weapon advantages better at the beginning.
Ooh, DaHanG doing a little bit of Dewey here, getting a little bit clever, sharing his coolers. So we hear the jump pad. Yeah, Rapha's going quiet as well. Yeah, as soon as he doesn't hear DaHanG anymore, he's very paranoid. Rightfully so. Yeah.
Oh, he was indecisive. If he had pushed in to that position a bit better, he would have really done a lot of damage. And like maybe would have caught a good fight to then decide whether to keep pushing or not.
And that room is dangerous. I mean, there's a lot you want to take in the railroom. You got the armor, you got the rail, you got 50
Yo, Zierger, thanks for the sub.
but it's also the worst place to get caught.
Yeah, we always talk about how Seeger is a bit of a troll when he creates these
Yeah,
maps and just be
absolutely.
in and out of there.
He seems like
Otherwise,
such a
he'll die.
nice guy, but no, he's
Oof.
cool.
Yeah, DaHanG, I don't know why he didn't just go for Mega in general. That like cost him
That rail, yeah.
the direct rocket looking up.
Stays the trap, tries to go in for the
Yeah, he
orb.
tries to go for the all-in, doesn't work, and he's gonna die here.
He's so low, and well, spoilers, he's not getting out alive.
Can't run away. Found it. Rapha here comes the duel.
Now, this is just unfortunate for me. DaHanG probably had like when I've seen him play BJ for 2v2, and I've watched him his like VODs from our scrims. He probably has some of the best dual wield nail usage in the game. So even after hitting that rail there and knowing he didn't have time to get the other armor and that I should push this regardless,
Across the top here, the nail guns come out.
I
The LG.
still end up dying.
What a trade!
As
His
Rapha
dual
will
wield
get
nail usage is just so sick.
pierce his soul. And
Like that should have been a frag for me and more control and been up 2 champs.
Never wanted
But now I'm just up 1 champ.
against the hang when he has a railgun, ever.
I decided to pick BJ. Just the threat of the dual wield,
For Rapha,
because he has to push me.
and
Pseudo QL, thanks for the prime sub.
reverse here for the hang, because Rapha's going to be able to take away that heavy arm, but he can't quite break into the LG side very cleanly. The hang's going to be looking for a railgun. He's going to get the pickup. Rapha's using that as a moment to break back over towards Mega. But he's actually coming up shotgun. I think the hang got to hear that.
Yeah, so what I want to do from my position, even though we're watching Tim's point of view, what I want to do as Blaskovitz right now is not necessarily look for a fight to win and frag him with dual wield, but use dual wield to deal enough damage to then give me full control. Because right now we kind of like, I have heavy, he has mega, and there's this like stalemate going on. So I just want to play safe and just look for one of those opportunities. Because I don't have to get the frag. Like, I've already gotten the other frags. Like, I have the lead. That's something that I can play around. And I know that he has to get the frag. So that's also, like, another mental thing and, like, decisions that will be made. Yep, so there I use it aggressively to secure the item for myself and get out. So that our control is still kind of even. Because I have a good armor stack. I just need a little health.
Not going all in on that Mega. That was going to be too risky even for this kind of play. But it's a pop through the TP. The
Yep.
Hang
So there I go
on
through
the way
TP
now
because I
still on
figured he
the
didn't
Galena.
expect it. Now I gained position.
We've got the Hang looking for the pickup on the side,
Oof.
but it's not going to be
Bad
Ori.
for him.
It's LG coming out
Just
on the
really good
Echo.
damage for me. And I knew like he's super low but has a lot of armor, so that's why I stuck around for the fight. I was like, okay, I'll safely like spam Tribolt in a couple different spots, like fan it instead of like just dunk 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 on the same spot. You want to spread it out a little bit when they're trying to move away, just to gain intel and deal some damage. And it was a good decision to stay around, because I dealt so much there as he was trying to pick it up.
Gave you one, but I'm gonna play now. So 1 to 2, Rapha putting around the board. Well done.
You gave it to him, yeah.
Sure
Good gift.
did. He's one step closer to the edge.
Love that.
Jesus, 40, just
Yeah, DaHanG's rail just
killing me with the ledge memes. Yo, Eraser851, thanks to the Prime sub.
nicely. One step closer to the edge, and he almost broke, but throws down that totem. The rocket will keep the Hang off the rockets for himself for the time being. But the Tribolt stands up.
It's over the line, yeah. But yeah, again, hopefully that hasn't affected his heart rate too much. But a great rocket.
And I'm going to have totem. That's why I held firm there, because I knew I was going to have totem. So now he can't really push unless he wants to die. And then he got caught out, decided to try to all in, see what he could get since he was in a super bad spot. As he couldn't really use the orb to escape. So yeah, he tried to turn the fight around. Just I made a lot of the good entry rocket, and positioning I had was just really good for me.
So the Hang backing out of rail, getting a good defensive rail, but that totem is not going to be going down all that easy.
Yeah, so now heavy is first. Even if he hit that rail, excuse me, it wouldn't have mattered that much. That's a good guess from him that I would like double back to try to fight him at Mega. And so he came back to get heavy. It was a very good read from him. It was a hard read, but it was the right one. And so then I made the wrong read then, and then went back to try to make up for it. And he ends up getting both items. Exactly what 40's saying.
Exactly it. Like, why do analysis for these
Mind
guys?
games.
Because these guys have just been at it for such a long time. Oh, but here comes rockets. Could be messy, but it's gonna be worth it. Just hit the
Roof.
surface.
He probably should have switched to another weapon and finished me off, but like with LG, but worked out for him. So now I get Mega. I have dual wield, he does not. So he's doing well here, though. He's trying to deny me access from LG over to heavy.
So with the Hang looking for the angle on the teleporter, I think he heard it. Rapha pop through, but Rapha dropping back down towards rail. Not quite putting much pressure.
I know, like, based off his position, damage he's done, I have to give up heavy. I have to. I can't lose this round. I need to keep the champs the way they are. And I knew that if I left, I could get Mega. So he wouldn't be able to get there fast enough. So it wasn't worth sticking around, like, fighting for that.
We haven't seen too many moments where one player actually gets like the complete drop on the other. I mean, most of these fights, they know what's going to be happening before it happens. Even though they're looking to get these traps going, like 4 times out of 5 on every single one of these item exchanges, it never quite plays out that way.
So here I all in on this Mega, and even though I lost, because I went for it because there's the chance that when I was going, I'm stacked, I know the exact timing, and if he drops, I might be able to push him off the map with dual wield. I just didn't track him like I should have when he dropped, but it was still a decent fight. So even though I've got 2 minutes left now to make that frag back up, I made him super weak afterwards, and he doesn't have dual wield. So now as Ranger, I can, get guns and now start to, like, try to get control here. And so now I can actually chase down. And so that was the fight that I was going in for. Either I'm going to get the lead here and try to play around it, or now I'm going to get full control and try to make it back. It's a really crucial rail there. Get a good, pretty clean kill. Make sure I pick up some more LG ammo. cut him off trying to get rail.
Oh yeah.
I cut him off again instead of playing for heavy.
Totem goes down and the rail, a little bit of rockets exchange there. Rapha still has it behind it. He manages to drop it a little bit of spin and say, all right, heavy's mine.
So with that heavy and with that mega, yeah, Rapha arching right back into position for the mega.
So now here, I know he's not in the best of shape, and he shouldn't really stay around mega, especially since I have orb. Orb ends up saving my life here, as you'll see. You have to make quick thinking sometimes. He makes a good read on what I'm going to do and tries to catch me. So, oh, my Twitch, no! Fucking no. God, dude. Okay. Let's watch this again. So he catches me trying to sneak up on him. So I reposition with the orb. Grab the health. I am railable, but we both have to go for this shot. Like, we both have to go. I end up hitting it. It's like, I know he's not going to push me, but I can't, like, stay there forever. It's just something that I had to go for. And a good switch from LG to rail and managed to get the kill. If I didn't have my orb, though, when I wouldn't have dropped down. Because there you saw it saved me. Otherwise, he was going to push me off the map or just pin me. And, like, it ended up, that repositioning was huge.
So Rapha trying to clamp off the angle, and DaHanG is showing a lot of respect here. But DaHanG has so much mobility as a ranger. Like, he can cross the distance between mega and heavy pretty reliably, but he's not going for it right now, allowing Rapha to get up.
So I'm just playing safe, just looking for him, get some intel. I know we both have, like, all weapons.
Yeah, respect. That's the word. So Rapha dropping down, moving back through rail. Moving through the safe game is actually a little bit sketch most of the time, but
I know he's going to get mega, so I race back over here to make sure he doesn't, like, orb and take heavy as well. It's just a really slow beginning. Like, we're both not really giving each other any angles. Like, the angles we are checking, you know, are pretty safe. And I felt like he's always had the advantage of going up to shotgun, so that's why I haven't really gone up there. I haven't wanted to get destroyed. It was a good job from Tim clearing the angles as he entered the room. Ooh, bonk, bonk, bonk. See, he fucked up because he orbed. He thought heavy was going to spawn a little earlier. He didn't know the exact timing, and so as soon as the orb clicked out, then heavy spawned. And so now he has to commit, and I have position raining down rockets. Yep, so now I just play it safe, get the health, and now I kill him. Now I RJ quickly over here so that maybe I can cut off Mega and get it. And I know that with dual wield machine gun I couldn't just have dropped down. I had to play it safer and like work my way around, get armor and health first. I know he doesn't have LG, so he likely won't just push into this room. And he used dual wield off spawn. Roof. I missed one easy rail there. The others were like, they were whatever. So now I'm backing off that he's using dual wield. I know that even though he got mega, it's fine. I'm collecting armor from him. He doesn't have armor anymore. And I'm moving towards the heavy armor so that his armor stack will be lower. I'm rotating back and falling back to items better. I only kept peeking with rails because I knew I was going to have a totem again soon. Oof. I wouldn't have killed him, but that rail would have been huge. Like, would have made him so weak I could have like rocket jumped after him and tried to kill him. But I have the lead. I don't have to push anything if I don't want to. This totem blocked probably 200-300 damage there. I placed it at the perfect time in the doorway, and then I knew dual wield was ending. then I should actually push to get the frag there. It would be stupid not to.
Just a giant sign that says no soliciting. You're not allowed in here. Keeping him out, and
After
So
Rapha
I know
gets
that the
that,
timing between Mega and Heavy is pretty
closing out the game.
pretty
Right,
steep, so
Rapha
that's why you saw
very
me
well in the LG
RJ
side.
after Mega
They hide advantage, and
to
the
go
damage
get
is
it.
going to come raining down on DaHanG. Heavy goes to him, 73
oh
damage, and
no.
a follow-up
Got
kill,
him.
and Rapha will take it 3-2 and take the series in 2 rounds.
Just another
It's funny
fight
you say that
above
because
Heavy. The first one was
in
just
this
the
match,
mistake from the
It is
mistiming from him.
impossible for everyone
Him
on the
orbing to get out is not a bad
not to
play
with the
if
vector.
he knew the exact timing,
and
but
the
he
switch
didn't.
wasn't so, but I
And
mean,
so like once the orb dissipated and he couldn't take it anymore, that's when Heavy came up and he was trapped. So
Played great. Rapha took it, but the highlight's going to be when he moonwalked off the map.
exactly.
Got to be honest.
need to ask him about that later. We didn't have the interview with Rapha this morning, but maybe after we can get in his head a little bit about that one.
We'll sneak that in there. We'll sneak that in.
Good question. Cocoa Bites. Rafa, are these champions still the meta for duels today? On some maps, yes. Not every map. I think Ranger is really effective right now. BJ is finally getting back to a point where, in the right hands, he's actually decent. He's okay right now. His dual wield is not dog shit. It's actually applicable. You can play with it pretty well in certain situations. Galena is still effective. She's just not as effective damage-wise. You don't want to use her totems in predictable spots for damage anymore. You want to use her to try to like hide them. You either want to hide them to build your overstack or just keep it as a pocket heal type thing. So she's still pretty good on some maps, but there are other champs on other maps that I think are really good right now. Visor is still really good. Doom, Athena, Slash. Like actually, there's a lot of champs that are very good at the moment. All right, before the next game, I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, get some more water in my throat. It's getting parched. So I'm gonna take this shit off real quick.